Coming in with the hatchet throws, hit him with both, go in for the sweep, knock him down into jabs, and he dies from the burst. What is good, you guys? I'm going to be showing you my first DEX assassin build here, just showcasing a bit of OPR gameplay. Yes, I'm rocking detonate. It is the best heart gem. We get a kill off that. Now we're just sitting back waiting for him to get low. We get another assassin kill with the hatchet. We see our next target. We are moving in, come in with the jabs, hit him with the bleed, and we are on a quadra kill. That is the power of this build, you guys. We see our next target stuck in the grab wheel. We hit our axe throws. He dodges and gets away. It's a rapier user. Gets away by the hair of his teeth. Gets sniped by an archer. It's okay. We get the assist. Looking for a next pick here. Bruisers are not really the best target for this build, so we end up backing off of this fight and having to reposition. It's okay though. We'll take our quadra kill and we'll go to the next clip. Looking for an entry into this fight, but I see myself getting sniped by an archer, so he becomes a target. Go in for a jab. We end up taking a good amount of damage and trade with the sweep. It's okay though. Roll out with the hatchet throws. Hit him with the double hatchet and he dies from the burst. Defy death OP, baby. Next person tries to target me. I pop detonate instantly and begin to pressure him. We don't panic when we're low. We just keep damaging. I hit him with a rending hatchet, so he's taking more damage. Going to the sweep. He gets hit from the burst and begins to run and panic. Hit him with the jabs and he just dies from the burst. All right, this next fight, I'm looking for an opening with the hatchet, trying to keep some pressure up. I see the archer. I hit him with an infected throw. Now he can no longer heal as well. He becomes the target for my teammate. He's low. I move closer to him, waiting for him to make a mistake, but he ends up stunning me. Very good play on his part. I dodge roll into a skewer, into a dodge roll, into a sweep, knock him down into the jabs, and he dies instantly. Eternal Drake's really low, but he's kiting me pretty well. Teammate gets the kill. I switch straight to Jeff, hit him with the hatchet. He ends up popping berserk, so I don't quite get the sweep off. Try and detonate, but he's an immortal. I roll off a little bit, keep my distance, go back in for the jabs, and he's out of here. I'm telling you guys that this build does require a lot of skill, but with some aim, some precision, and some patience, this build does have a lot of kill and burst potential. Let's go ahead and hop into the build, you guys. That way I can show you my gear, my setup. All right, you guys, I am here on my character on Amarah, AshuraSol, and I'm gonna show you guys my build here really quickly. So I have some DEX strength light helmet. This has elemental version, resilient, and vigor. The vigor is to counter range users, such as musket users or bow users who apply debuffs. And then I have the thrust damage absorption. Now the empowered version of this gem gives range damage, and I like to swap between spear and musket when I'm not using spear hatchet. So that is the reason I have extra range damage. However, you could go for a melee version of this. However, you won't get the thrust damage absorption. But this is the setup that I prefer the best, like I said. So I have vigor, physical version, and resilient again. Also, another variation of the gems you can use would be diamonds, which is what I have in my jewelry. You could stack 5 diamonds and then go 3 of these emeralds, or the empowered emeralds. It just depends on you and how much money you have. And I have this is the Royal Lagoon chest wraps. Really easy, best in slot chest piece to farm. It does have physical version, which is good. However, elemental version is a bit better. I'll see how this chest piece works and I'll compare it to an elemental version, really see if it's worth switching. But this character is very, very new. It's only 4 days old, so I just went with the name chest piece. And then I have my light gloves, strength con, elemental version, resilient, and vigor. And then I have a little bit of a difference here. I'm using the regular pants with shirking fort and resilient, and then I have refreshing. I love these pants on every character. Shirking fortification again and resilient. And the reason again I'm stacking 2-piece shirking fortification is because I am mostly melee, so getting those dodges off will give me those fortification buffs. But again, I have so much range resistance because DEX is a huge meta, and in order to avoid getting completely bursted by archers, I am stacking a lot of elemental and range diversion and ranged damage absorption with my gems. This build is to counter really everybody. Right now my amulet is slash protection health. However, I would want thrust protection health and stamina recovery. Eventually I will also get a slash protection health stamina recovery amulet, but the one that I want next is going to be thrust for sure. And then I have thrust damage, hardy, and refreshing evasion. This ring is best in slot other than a champion's ring. I will eventually get some empowering amulet, and then a potential a mortal empowerment ring just for the damage stacks, but I'm gonna have to PvP a lot to get that. It's coming soon. And then I have invoked by her 2 lands. I don't have the 3rd stat because again this character is only like 4 days old, and I will be dropping a video explaining how I got to above 600 gear score in less than 3 days and 15 hours, so it's gonna be coming soon, you guys. And then, all right, so my weapons, this is huge. Snowy, if you're watching this, you're a GOAT, bro. Thank you for crafting the spear. I am still the best wizard in BDO. However, the spear is fucking goated. Thanks a lot, bro. My friend crafted me this spear, Flame Attunement, keenly jagged, bleeding sweep. This spear will proc your heart gem ultimate so damn fast. I get my heart gem ultimate so quick in arenas and so quick in OPRs because I have ignited gamut, which gives damage over time, flame attunement, keenly jagged, and bleeding sweep. So I'm proccing bleeds on almost every hit. I'm getting damage over time with flame attunement, and all of these ticks are just feeding into my heart gem and giving me ultimate so much quicker. This spear is goated. In PvE, I will get 5 to 4 heart gem procs off before the boss even dies. This spear is absolutely goated. I love it, man. And then the damage burst potential from applying bleeding on sweep and keenly jagged is just huge, and it pairs really well with my build. And then again, I have the hatchet with an ignited gem. I'm still theory crafting whether that ignited gem is better than the opal for hatchet because of how much I dodge, but we'll see. And then I have vicious empowering rending throw, which gives my rending throw the opportunity to really 2-shot somebody from like 40-50% if I hit him with empower rending throw into any one of my other hatchet abilities, such as infected throw or social distancing, depending upon what I use. It is a pretty much 2-hit combo. It is kind of a little hard to hit, but it is very rewarding when you do hit. And then our frost attunement, obviously, it's really good, high skill cap potential. And then I swap between detonate. Sometimes I will use cannon blast. I don't really like stone form, I'm not gonna lie. Even when I'm using musket, I don't really like stone form. However, if you're pure dex and you know you want to rock musket, stone form is good. However, I usually just rock detonate. It's just the best for me personally. It makes people run away from you, they get scared, they start to panic. It's just really funny to watch sometimes. But yeah, that is my gear, you guys. For my stats, I am rocking 76, 87, 300, and then I use carrot cake, and that brings me to 100, 103, 300. Now this is for OPR setup for pure assassin. If I go into arenas, I typically will go for 200 con, 200 dex, and 100 strength with food on. But for OPR, I like the 300 dex because I just want to assassinate people and get out of there as quick as possible. And then obviously I'm still rocking incense, gemstone, and oak flesh. These are mandatory for arenas. Absolutely mandatory. Yeah, keep in mind, you guys, you can't just swap out this build. If I was going to, I just pop my musket right on here, and then I'd have a very good musket build as well. This feels very versatile. But let me go ahead and show you guys my spear skills. So first I start off with invigorating crits for the stam on crits, and then strong conditioning for the stamina regeneration, giving my spear like the most stam at almost every melee weapon. Then I have crit chance when using skewer because they're always 3 meters away. Even sometimes they're 3 meters away when I'm hitting with Perforate. And then Merciless Strength, damage on knockdown targets, because my main DPS combo is actually going to be a sweep into Perforate, sweep no left click into Perforate. If you sweep into left click, the animation will be too long, and typically they will get away before you Perforate unless they don't dodge after they wake up for some reason. However, the best combo, if they're full health, you just go sweep no left click into Perforate. If they're low, you can sweep and do the left click, because 150 damage is a lot and it'll do more damage because they're knocked down. However, you only want to use that when they're absolutely low and you know you're going to get the finish off. Obviously got defensive stance, Jesus. And then I'm rocking Perforate with Rending, and then the staggered Skewer with the deadly ambush, follow through to get Empower after I've opened up with Skewer, and then Deep Wound for the bleed duration increase, which I'm also getting more critical hit chance upon attacking a bleed. So it's pretty much guaranteed that I crit after, you know, applying all of my bleeds and Skewer. Aggressive maneuvers, which is just gonna give me a lot more CDR, cooldown reduction. Finishing blows, again for the execute potential, is necessary for assassins. And then exploit weakness, it gives me a 30% damage buff after I apply all my bleeds from my build, which I'm getting bleeds off sweep, bleed off Skewer, and debuff Rend for Perforate. And I also have debuffs on my Hatchet. So the chances of the opponent having 3 debuffs are probably guaranteed. And then for my Hatchet, you guys, I am rocking Berserk with standard movement speed increase, health regeneration, removal of stun and roots. This is huge. If you ever get stunned and rooted, you absolutely have to swap the Hatchet and use Berserk. Absolutely have to. Uninterruptible Berserk, so that you can't be staggered at all. So you literally just cannot be rooted, you cannot be staggered, you cannot be, like, they can't touch you. And then I have Defy Death, which is absolutely just, it's a cheat code, man. You're basically Tryndamere. Against all odds, you basically get a 50% damage buff in OPR when you're surrounded by enemies, man. It's huge. 50% damage buff on Hatchet is huge. And that's why your throwing Hatchet do so much damage when you're near Zerg, or when I'm executing a low opponent, I'll switch to Hatchet and just chase them down. It's so much damage. And you also get a 20% more damage bonus just for them being low. It's best for assassins to have those perks. Accumulated power for the empowerment on 3 light attacks, and for the fortify on 3 light attacks. And then I have CDR. Now, if you did not have vigor on your gear, you could swap out, like if you don't have vigor, you could swap out this refresh for Frenzy Purge. But because I have vigor, I'm using refresh. And then I have Rending Throw for the increased damage absorption. You would potentially go opportunistic. If I'm going with like a more of a social distancing build, I'll typically go opportunistic so that I can Rending Throw into social distancing, and it pretty much will 2-shot them. However, with the Infected Throw build, I like to get the bottom perk so that I can do more damage on hurling force and have more DPS when I'm fighting from long range and throwing hatchets. And then also have the Adrenaline Rush so that when I hit someone and dodge, that I'm reducing stam, and then I can crit and gain stamina back as well. I'm also using Exploitation. Pretty much gives me a guaranteed 10% damage bonus, because the opponent's gonna have a debuff. If I hit with Rending, they have a debuff. If I hit with Infected, they have a debuff. If I hit with any Spear ability, they have a debuff. So pretty much guaranteed 10% damage bonus. Yeah, that is my build, you guys. That is my build. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video, you guys. Peace and love.